You are entering a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of incredibly awkward transitions, a journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of the imagination and apparently the memory of a goldfish. You have now entered the Appleford zone. Picture this, a YouTube channel built on the raw, heartbreaking reality of a terminal cancer journey, a community of thousands bonded by tears, prayers, and the final tragic passing of a beloved mother and wife, Jenny Appleford, in late 2023. But in this corner of the internet, death isn't the end. It's just a minor rebranding opportunity. Today we look at Kyle Appleford, a man who has achieved the impossible. He has successfully deleted the grief setting from his internal hard drive and replaced it with new fiancé and lifestyle vlogs. The subscribers are screaming. The comments are a digital graveyard of, "Is Jenny still? And wait, who's this?" But Kyle. Kyle is a ghost whisperer of a different kind. He hears the feedback. He sees the 10,000 comments asking for a shred of sensitivity, and he responds with another video of his fiancée. It is the ultimate mystery. How can one man ignore a million people simultaneously? Is he a psychological marvel? A master of the block and ignore button? Or has he simply entered a parallel reality where the Jenny era was just a long, sad pilot episode for his new reality show, Kyle Gets a Do-Over? The subscribers come for the legacy, but they stay for the audacity. It's a retention goldmine. Every time he posts a picture of his new fiancée in the house that Jenny built, the engagement metrics explode with pure, unadulterated rage. And in the world of the algorithm, rage spins just as well as sympathy. But here is the twist, the real mystery that keeps the subscribers clicking. You think Kyle is the one trapped in a loop? You think he is the one who is lost? Look at your subscription feed. He isn't ignoring you because he's oblivious. He's ignoring you because he knows, as long as he never answers you, you'll never leave. You're not watching a man move on. You're watching a man who turned your collective grief into a perpetual motion machine. He didn't lose the plot. He just realized the villain arc gets more views. The moral of the story? In the Appleford zone, the only thing more terminal than the diagnosis is the thirst for the post button. The truth, like many mysteries in the digital age, might be hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone to connect the dots. And tomorrow we'll go through more facts. We'll be looking at the alleged matching kitchen appliances, the conflicting statements about the blender's warranty, and the shadowy figure in the background, who might just be the blender's manufacturer. This is not about him moving on. Almost everyone supports that. This is about a decision being made over and over again in full view of hundreds of thousands of people. And most of those people have asked him to stop, and he still hasn't. People still don't know, is this a misunderstanding or is this intentional? Welcome back. Now today we're talking about something that seems very obvious, so let's just say it clearly. This is not accidental. It's not confusion. It's deliberate. This is a pattern of decisions made with full awareness of how people feel. Full awareness. And the issue is not the relationship. It's where he's choosing to put it. The responses have been overwhelming. They are on every single video, and they are by the thousands. And if you take the time to read the comments, even if you only scanned for a couple minutes, you would see a clear message emerging. We don't care if you move on. Like, be happy, have your relationship, but don't post it on your wife's legacy page. Keep it separate. Despite the pleas, despite the harsh words, despite the criticisms, the uploads continue week after week of the new relationship, like some bad taste that's in your mouth that you can't get rid of. So look, here's the reality. Every single time, if you don't know, that you upload a video, it is a deliberate set of choices. You have to make the video, you have to edit it, you have to build a title, put your thumbnail up, and you have to press publish. It is a deliberate series of actions. And every single time he does it, he knows how people feel about it. And he still does it anyway. He still does it anyway. He's seen the comments, he's seen the reactions, he's seen the people leaving, and he does it. And that's the part you can't ignore. Because when it becomes deliberate, when it becomes a purposeful choice to hurt people that supported you, you can't ignore that anymore. And I honestly want to know from you, is there any way possible, like any way possible, that this is something that he doesn't understand that he's doing? Intentional or unintentional? That's the question. Look, that's where the divide really is. Now let's talk about why it mattered so much. This page was never just a cancer journey. This was a legacy. This was a woman who was dying and wanted to record her final moments. For her children's sake, for them to look and be able to say she fought a battle, she really tried to be here for me. And for her cancer community to come and say, I'm inspired by her courage, maybe I can do this too. You know, this is a community. This is a legacy. This is a platform for strength and hope and love. And so many people support it. When that same space starts to shift into something completely different, it doesn't feel neutral. It feels uncomfortable. It feels awkward. It feels heartbreaking. It makes you angry, perhaps. There's a lot of emotions because there were a lot of emotions tied into this by supporters, by people who followed Jenny and Kyle and gave so much of their energy and time and even resources. And he is now doing something deliberately that is causing pain. No, it's not about hate. It's not about trying to control this man and what he's doing. It's about simple, basic respect for your followers and community that have supported you and your late wife through your difficult journey and have made your life completely better for it. One of the parts that bothers me the most is that Jenny used this page for agency in her life, for control. It was the one place where she could have control in her life. She couldn't control her diagnosis. She couldn't control the outcomes of her treatment and all of her pain and symptoms, but she can control her story. And so imagine that voice being taken and turned into something completely disrespectful. It is really astonishing. And again, this is not about Kyle moving on. Kyle, if you're listening by any chance, we don't care. Most people want you to be happy. Most reasonable people want you to have peace and happiness. I want you to have peace and happiness and joy in your life again. But you got to do it on a separate page because it's the right thing to do. You got to preserve Jenny's voice. It's what she lived and ultimately died for. So you can't take this lemon and reshape it into an apple. In the same way, you can't take Jenny's legacy page and reshape it into a family vlog with a new fiance. That is absolutely not going to happen, as indicated by the 1,000 less subscribers that Kyle now has. I mean, people just aren't going to accept that. Look, let's be honest. There's really no defense for confusion. Confusion is a once or maybe twice thing, but it's not a pattern of behavior. That it's not an excuse. This is something deliberate. It is something purposeful. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of comments on every video suggest that this is not what people want. And we are at the point in the timeline, let me lift up my glasses, where Kyle is saying to us, I hear you, I see you, and I don't care. I'm going to do it anyways. But there's some diehard fans. And so another question I have for anyone watching this video is, how long before those people realize that, look, he's doing this on purpose and he does know how to read the room and he just doesn't care because it benefits him? And so, like always, I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'd like to know how you feel about this and where you land. And as always, I'll see you in the comments. Okay, I need to show you something because I thought this situation was more divided. But after going through the recent comments, I don't think that's true anymore. I went through comment after comment, not just on my video, but on his videos too. And at first, yeah, there was a little bit of division, but then something started happening and it couldn't be ignored. So I just want you to look with me at this first comment. Comments on Kyle's last video are getting worse and worse, and I wonder if Kyle will make a vid to answer all these people who post rude comments about his fiance and new life. I know it all starts from a very deep feeling of deception and frustration, but the fact is that Jenny is gone. That right there, that's not someone attacking. That's someone noticing a shift. At first, it did feel a little divided. Everyone here who has a negative comments about his current relationship and how he is continuing to use this channel platform, you all need to leave him alone. You are no one to judge or telling him what not to do. He has the right to live life again and be happy. Jenny even said so. The choices he makes don't affect you none. Let it be. But then, way on the other end of the spectrum, take this off Jenny's page. Use your own. This isn't what she wanted. It's really not two sides anymore. It's the same concerns being repeated over and over and over again. Can't you all see he is just wanting these comments to fuel his channel growth and that he is paid through views? This is my first and last comment. I need to unsubscribe, guilty of watching and probably earning him money. Like a train wreck you can't look away from. I am sad for him, Jenny's family, and the kids. I'm sorry to say that. It really has become like a train wreck that you can't look away from. So this all isn't random. It's become a pattern now. And then you have the comments from people who were connected, who are trying to understand desperately what changed. Where's the old Kyle? How come you lost your connection with Jenny's subscribers? Who are you trying to reach and connect to in these videos on her channel? Dude, you're looking desperate now. Got your blinkers on. And then there's comments from those very intent on protecting and preserving Jenny's legacy. I already unsubscribed, yet I am still fighting for Jenny. And even in the comments that appear more neutral, you can feel that there's something underneath. Don't listen to all of these parasocial busybodies that have nothing better to do than dig into people's personal lives. We may be less vocal, but know that you do have people in here that do support your decisions, for better or worse. It is your life. Live it as you see fit. This just isn't division anymore. This is people who supported, who are starting to question. People who were quiet before, who are starting to speak. I'm really curious where you land on this. Does this still feel divided, or does this feel like something has really shifted? Because I don't think we've seen the full impact of this yet. And in my next video, I want to look at where this is actually heading. If it keeps going in this direction, you won't want to miss that.